Hey everybody, it's Wednesday afternoon. I was just playing around with, I guess, some of the production side of the business, and I wanted to share some thoughts with everybody. I hope everybody's healthy, as we've been saying now for weeks. I was really looking at production capacity. And production capacity, I'm doing a bit different here. The Loom video. If you haven't tried Loom, try it. It's a pretty cool thing. You can just do it this way. But I wanted to show you maybe where some of my confidence is coming from. I was thinking about it. I was actually talking to Quentin yesterday. We were talking about production capacity and being able to get to your goal. And I think, I think there's a lot of reasons still, in my mind, to be optimistic about running big numbers, not just flat numbers this year. And it's because of production capacity. So I'm just going to flip over to an Excel file that I was working on and playing with, so just so people can take a look at this and understand. This is your production capacity with different sizes of crews and different numbers of crews. And one of the biggest things that I've learned over time is that business is just it's just basically an equation. It's a numbers game, and you got to be able to make a plan. So this is your production capacity. So right now we're planning on starting on May 11th. That's the plan. Looking at everything, I still believe that can be the plan. Now, things might evolve and change. So we're going to take it on a week by week basis. But with all that said, we're going to make sure safety is number one and make sure that you still have the capacity to do what you need to do this year. So a business is an adjustment period. It's an adjustment thing, and this is no different. So if we started on May 11th, these are your crew sizes. So a crew of 3 means 2 employees plus yourself. So if we start on May 11th, if you look at the equation up top, but you'd have 15 weeks of summer. You'd have 15 full-time weeks. So if you had the 3 crew members times $55 an hour, which is your charge rate, times 35 hours per week. So we're not talking about doing a 45 or 50 or 60 hour production work week. You and 2 others are producing 35 hours a week. You have the production capacity in a 15-week season to do $86,625. So if you look at it, if you think about as a rookie, if you're a rookie and your goal this year is Pres Club, if we started, not that we're going to, but if we started on June 15th, you would still have the capacity to hit Pres Club with just you and 2 other people. Now, if you had you and 3 other people, let's say we go, you start playing with some numbers, and depending on your goal, again, it's just about capacity. This would be you. It's the exact same formula you can see in the top. But when you look at, if it's a 4-person crew, it'd be you plus 3. You got to do some extra work and play around with that a little bit. But just as perspective, starting on May 11th, you'd have $115,000 capacity. If we start on June 1st, you're still over $90,000 capacity. And that's not hitting a 40-hour production week. So just as some perspective. Now, if you're really looking at this and taking it to the next level for some of the seniors that are trying to run really big businesses, if you had 2 crews, and these are crews of 3, so I'll show you the math. So basically, again, it's looking at over here, over the 86,000. This is a crew of 3 times 2 crews. So that's the math. So if you start on May 11th with 2 crews of 3 people, you'd have $173,000 production capacity. If we started on June 1st, you have $138,000 capacity. June 1st, if you were to run 3 crews, you have over $200,000 production capacity. So I know that doesn't fit everybody in terms of the production capacity, but with that said, when you look at this chart here, find your goal. Look at what you're doing. It's just a math equation. There's not a lot of people that have over a $75,000 goal this year. It's probably in and around the $75,000, $80,000. Now, if you're like, well, my goal is $100,000, Aaron, I got to hit 100K. You got options. This is what it is. All of running a business is options. You've got options. Your options are, if we were to start on, let's say, May 18th, you might have to have yourself plus 3 and have a 4-person crew. You might need to look at over here, what's my options? Okay, well, gosh, if we started on June 1st, if I ran 2 crews of 3, I'd have $140,000 capacity. So I guess I don't quite need all that capacity, but maybe I'll hire 2 crews of 3 to make sure I have more than I need, which is totally fine. All of this said, the learning that I had a long, long time ago is that operating a business is nothing more than figuring out the math. The challenge, though, is turning that math into reality. And the things that you have going for you are a couple of things, in my opinion. One, the fact that what this is telling me is all this is a marketing problem. That's no different than any other year. Is making sure that you can put people in your schedule. So a bunch of people have heard me talk about, maybe, you know what, like the way this is going, I may not start production until a couple weeks later next year as well, because it's going to give you the space to fill your schedule. So the longer this thing goes, what you're doing, as long as you're marketing and actively using your time, is have the space to fill your capacity. That's one advantage that I think you have right now. The other advantage is there's no other student jobs. There's I shouldn't say no, that's an exaggeration. There are so few student jobs out there right now that if you need to up your capacity, up your human resources, up the number of crews or the number of people that you need to work with this year, there's going to be people to do that. There will be no year that it will be easier to hire a crew. So again, talk to your coach. Doesn't mean it's simple. I know it's easier said than done. But with all that said, like, there's no year that you're going to have a bigger opportunity for this. So I just wanted to share this real quick with everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day. Hopefully this allows people some people that might be freaking out a little bit about whether or not you could actually get to your goal and when are we going to start production. Hopefully this gives you some context. But even if we didn't start until June 1st, which is not the plan right now, but let's say we pushed it out to June 1st, with one crew, you can still produce 70 grand. With one crew of 4, you can produce almost 100,000. If you go off to 2 crews, you can still hit tungsten with a June 1st production. As long as you are using the time and as long as you are active in your business, you are doing something. You're doing something positive. So get out there, market, hire your crew. No matter when we start, you have the ability to do this. And right now the plan is to start on May 11th. We will take it week to week. My biggest priority is making sure that everybody's safe, and we will do that, but you will have the production capacity to get to your goal. So everybody, I hope you have an awesome day. You guys can do it. Get out there, book the work, call your PCs, problem solve. That's what being an entrepreneur is. So I hope everybody's having, again, a healthy day. Enjoy the sunshine. It's beautiful where I am right now. It's killing me not to be outside. I think maybe I'll go walk the dog just to catch some fresh air. I haven't had much fresh air recently. So again, hope everybody's doing well. And hopefully this helps. And we'll talk to everybody soon.